All right, we are back again, folks, for another Sunday round at the flea market. You could see it's overcast. It is also, as you can see, cold. And you can also see the time. I have managed for 2 weeks in a row to get here at the flea market before 9:30 in the morning, which is one of my goals for this year. Hit this up a little early. Now this is just the appetizer for the day. That's right, an appetizer, everyone. It's Dominic, the Primetime Treasure Hunter. Welcome into another video. We have got an estate sale to go to in 2 hours. Starts at 11 o'clock. This is, I think, going to be a pretty good one. I'm expecting some good scores there. So let's see what we could get from the flea market, and then we'll head over to the estate sale. See, now normally, for those of you especially who watch my videos, you know that this whole area here, this whole bay, is usually packed with vendors. There's no one here. And the reason is because right up there, it shows how much weather affects sourcing. We are expecting some significant rain later on today, so people just don't want to get caught up in it. Fortunately, there's these indoor areas. Now this one here, you can see there's not many people in this one, but there's one over one, and that one is always packed regardless of the weather. So at least we'll have that one to hit up. Come on, I need the Yum Yum Shack to open. See, this is a good one right here. This Jaws of Horror magazine, 1977. Anything with Jaws on it from the 70s is going to go for good money. Now this one recently sold for $30 plus shipping. So in addition, there's this one here. So any of these go for good money. So I'll pick both of these up. Don't worry about this little 35 here with the dash. That's common on these older magazines. It's not going to affect the value much on it. Let's take a look inside. Just nice, cool shark photos. I mean, look at that. That's so cool. I mean, these are things you'd want to feature in your listing. Absolutely. This picture right here would sell it. It's amazing. Oh yeah, check that out. Oh wow, that's awesome. Totally. Can you picture these in an eBay listing? That's amazing. All right, so I got those both for $4, so that was great because I'm gonna lot them both together. And now we're just walking around inside. It's pretty empty in this one. Then we're gonna head over to the other one, see if we can find anything in there too. What is going on with these Mad magazines lately? Yet again, I come across another stack. The guy just opened this box right here and it just happened to see him. He didn't even have them out. So we've got all these, and I wasn't even looking at these initially. I was looking over here at these postcards, and he's got a ton of postcards. If the postcard guy's watching this, he should be interested. So, I mean, there's all sorts of cool ones here, like these old fishing ones, these funny ones with the animals. He wants $40 for all of the cards, which I think is probably a good deal. I don't really deal in postcards, but I've wanted to get into it. I mean, some of these look really cool. I'm curious if Kevin, the postcard guy, is watching this, what he thinks. I mean, there's plenty of black and white ones too. Anything from California, you're supposed to be pretty good. And so we've got that one. This one I really love. Look at this one. It's a skeleton here laying in the desert. It says Desert Tragedy. And it is from California. So in fact, it's from Lake Tahoe, which is one of the top things you're supposed to look for in postcards, is anything Lake Tahoe. This one, I dedicate this one to Aaron Klug, who's probably watching this. And then, of course, we've got Batgirl in here too. So I think I'm gonna pick these up for $40 and take a chance on it. Okay, so just as a little tip, what you want to do is avoid these Archie ones and any kind of like cartoony ones like this. I mean, unless they're like super, super, super old, which these are not. So what you're looking for instead are these horror-related ones like Secrets of Haunted House or House of Mystery. That is what you want. These kind of older horror-related books from the 80s and 70s. Killing Joke, great title to look for. This is a 4th printing, so it won't go for as much, but it's still good to pick up. These old Incredible Hulks, these are great to get as well. And just so you know, we talk a lot about Mad magazines, but Crazy magazine is also good to pick up. It is the prelude to Cracked magazine. I generally avoid Cracked, but Crazy is pretty good. And there's also a complete set of Batman Year 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. Incredible. Originally, he wanted $40 for like hundreds of these postcards, and I wound up getting not only all of the postcards, but then also this whole stack of Mad magazines and all of those old 70s and 80s comics for a grand total price of $50. So I think I really made out on that. I'm super pumped to start getting into these postcards because I've not really done that before, so really excited. You know, one of the things I want to point out to you, especially if you're new, is, you know, a lot of people could have walked down a corridor like this and just turned around because it doesn't look like there's much here. But down there is where I found those postcards and the Mad magazines. So you've got to explore. That's what treasure hunting is all about. You only need the one person to have that stuff. You know, look at this. It looks bare over here, right? But you turn around, go the other way, and there's treasure halfway down that direction. All right, guys, time is ticking. It's 10 o'clock. We've got maybe about a half hour more here because I've got to get over to that estate sale. It's about 15 minutes away from here. So we got one more shed to look through, and we'll see if there's anything we could get this last half hour. When you hear me say shed, this is what I'm referring to, all these sheds of different letters.
Good to see you.
And as you can see, this is the shed, and there's a lot of vendors in here. Pretty big space. All right, no luck in this shed. That shed is honestly hit or miss week to week, so now time to head off to the estate sale. All right, everyone, we are at the estate sale. It's just not the estate sale that I thought I was going to be taking you to. That estate sale, which is in my favorite city to source and was through my favorite estate sale dealer, actually wound up being pretty much a flop. The house was actually very tiny inside. The rooms were super small, and the stuff in there just wasn't anything that was things that you could really flip in a reselling business. I mean, we're talking like, you know, yarn and sewing needles and threads and just stuff that, yeah, I know you could sell some of that stuff, but I'm telling you, the stuff that was in there was not valuable. You know, books that weren't worth anything. The basement was mostly bare. So, you know, it just wasn't a good situation. I was very, very surprised, but that's what happens sometimes in this type of business, is that when you think you might have like a situation that's going to work, I mean, the pictures, just from the pictures, it looked like there would be things in there that I could get, but, you know, it turns out upon closer inspection, things were either damaged, broken, stained, you know, things you can't tell from the big picture, made it not something worth picking up. Now, there was one thing I wound up getting there because somebody that I know there was nice enough to put something aside for me because they thought I would have an interest in it based on just what they know about me and what I like. No, not comics, but yes, toys. So Brandon from Retro Junk, if you're watching this, you might enjoy this piece right here. This is a Jurassic Park Lost World dinosaur hatchling egg. And so you might think by looking at this, you know, if you're not familiar with toys, that, so what, that just looks like something I could just get at Target. Well, you can't. This is actually something that's very sought after by toy collectors. It's very difficult to find, actually. The cheapest that you could find one of these online right now on eBay is $60. And that's with watchers, so there's evidence of completed solds and sales and stuff like that. So this is something that moves. I wound up getting this for just $5. So it wasn't a complete waste, but it wasn't the type of day that I thought I was going to have there. I thought I was going to be there for hours just coming out with treasures and treasures and treasures, but it wasn't to be. And so at that point, I had to say to myself, is this the end of the day? Is it the end of the road? Or is there anything else that we could do with regards to sourcing? So what I did, opened up the Craigslist app, looked in there, see if there was anything else around, and turns out, I'm glad I did it, because it said that there was an estate sale that was posted at 11 p.m. last night. So that was after I had last checked it. So I said, wow, where is it? And turns out it's right in my neck of the woods. So that's actually where I am right now. So we're going to see if we could salvage the day with this estate sale compared to the one I was supposed to go to. So let's look inside. I'll show you the outside of it, and then we'll see if there's anything in there that's worth getting. I don't know. Let's check it out. All right, folks, this is exactly what I tell you you want to see. An older house, somewhat dilapidated, nothing fancy on the outside of it. I mean, this is exactly what I like. So that is a good sign. I'm hoping there's still some stuff left in here because now it's later on in the day and this opened in the morning. So, you know, we'll see if I could get anything out of there. Gonna go for this one. New, sealed, vintage World Trade Center on it too. Pretty cool. These are really neat. The artist is Francis Hook. Really cool. Look at the bright colors. That piece of tape come right off there. Another one here. Another one here. So nice little lot. You gotta imagine a Michigan Wolverines fan would love this with the Wolverine on the side for the handle. It's really cool. I've never seen anything like that one. Scary. Ooh, scary. Oh, this is some books to look through. Unfortunately, about 10 million other people have been here looking through them, but never know. Might have left something here. Nope. Nope. I can't seem to get away from this Mad Magazine stuff. Love it. $1965. Hooray! Success! I wound up salvaging the day. I've got a whole nice bag of goodies there. You know, a lot better than what it would have been if I just would have went home after that first estate sale didn't work out. So we'll go back to Primetime Treasure headquarters. Everyone, I'm back at Primetime Treasure headquarters. The day just got away from me. Just so many things to do with regards to processing all the inventory that I wound up bringing in, as well as just family responsibilities and, you know, just personal things that I had to take care of. So I don't have time to do a whole big layout, but what I will tell you is that from that prior sale that I wound up going to, I wound up getting the New York City puzzle that was sealed. That was from 1988. If you go back and you look at that in the video, you'll see on the left side that the World Trade Centers are there. That is something you definitely want to emphasize in titles. People pay big money for anything that has the World Trade Centers in it, or called the Twin Towers. Any of that kind of memorabilia sells really well. Other thing is I wound up getting two. There's actually a second one of those Michigan Wolverine cups with the Wolverine handle. That was pretty unique. There's a lot of big Michigan fans for football and basketball, so I wound up picking that up. There was that little Mad Magazine book that I wound up picking up at the end. So this is like the year of the Mad Magazine items, like from the flea market earlier today and from the last prior haul videos that I've been doing. So it's just been crazy with that. The other thing was those four paintings of the little babies and little children. That one I wound up identifying through the eBay app, just taking a photo that brought up the artist. The first one I took a photo of, it didn't bring up, but then the second one it brought up. Like I think I told you, there's a watcher on that one for $25, and so hopefully those can move if I just put all four of them together, maybe put all four up for 100. You know, we'll see what happens with it. So I did wind up picking up those four paintings, and so that wound up, the total price for all those items wound up being a whopping $3. So you can't beat that. I mean, that was incredible. So you know, that's like a can't lose situation with that. So With regards to the postcards, I did talk to Kevin Hughes, the postcard guy. If you're not following him, make sure you follow him. Just look up the postcard guy on YouTube. I'll actually put a link to his channel down below in my description section, so you go follow him. So he does a lot of stuff on postcards, obviously, plus other things as well, not just postcards. But I was talking to him, and he told me that basically what your rate would be that you'd want to get the postcards for would be about 10 cents per postcard. Now, we came home, and Mrs. Primetime, my wife, and my daughter, Little Miss Primetime, they counted up all the postcards, and turns out there's more than 500 postcards there. There was 700 postcards there for what he said was $40. Now remember, I wound up getting the Mad magazines and the comics, all of it for $50. So I asked Kevin what would have been a fair price for the 700 postcards, and he told me $70. So I wound up getting more than just the postcards, and I got it all for $50. So I'm excited. I can't wait to start going through that. So I want to encourage you, by example, to start dabbling into some new areas that you're not as familiar with. So if all you do are clothes, then start looking into some other things. Pick up a few toys. Pick up, you know, a little postcard collection, you know, like I did. Pick up something different, something that you're just not used to. Pick up a little some other type of collectible item, whatever it is, a sign, something, and just list it and see what happens. And then learn from it. Learn from this video, learn from other haul videos. Just type in BOLO, BOLO, on YouTube for resellers, and you'll see all sorts of videos about things that you never knew about before and didn't even realize could sell. So there's just a whole world open up out there for you. Don't limit yourself to one thing unless you're just absolutely crushing it in that one thing and you've got that area mastered. Then, you know, maybe you don't need to branch out. But, you know, for most people, it's a good idea to diversify and get into some other areas. So hopefully that provided some inspiration for people. If you like the video, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Come to my Facebook group, the Facebook Reselling Resource Center. The link to it is down below. And come to my Instagram account. That's at prime_time_treasure. See you all at the next video, everyone. Take care.